The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCmedia News, early childhood education is the focus in Fall River as People Incorporated breaks ground on a new child care center, and advocates testify before a state early education task force. And we look at how the Argosy Collegiate Charter and regional Catholic schools are preparing for the new school year. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, August 8th, 2024. This is FRCmedia News. I'm Keith Tebow. People Incorporated yesterday broke ground on what will be a 20,000 square foot early learning childcare center located on Weaver Street in the city's north end. People Incorporated President and CEO Megan Stirk says plans for the Early Learning Center have been in the works for many years. Once complete later next year, the facility will support over 200 preschoolers.
For parents, this new center signifies a place where your children will not only learn, but also grow in a safe and supportive setting. For our teachers and staff, this groundbreaking is a testament to your hard work and passion for early childhood education. It signifies a new chapter where you will have the opportunity to inspire and guide young learners, shaping their curiosity into knowledge and their dreams into reality. For Fall River, this brings collaboration for more access to quality education, supports our working families, and leads to long-term academic success. And for our future students, this groundbreaking is a foundation upon which your educational journey begins. It represents a place where you will discover new wonders, make lifelong friends, and lay the groundwork for a successful future.
The $13.5 million project is being bolstered by a $2 million federal appropriation from Congress, spearheaded by Senators Elizabeth Warren and Edward Markey. Senator Markey, who was at yesterday's groundbreaking, said investment in early childhood education is one worth funding.
From all of your early education faculty and staff to all those providing for the infants, the toddlers, the preschoolers, it takes a village to care for all of the young people in a community. And that's exactly what People Incorporated provides. By using this funding to build out early education, People Incorporated is tackling an intergenerational problem while fueling the possibilities of our future. There is a nationwide shortage of seats in early education programs. And of all the original gateway cities in Massachusetts, Fall River has the least capacity today for early education for 3 to 5 year olds. But with this project, we're going to see a vast expansion of the capacity to provide early education, to provide child care for the community. People Incorporated recognizes that care for community is an intergenerational project. Just as we provide care and support to parents and grandparents, we must provide educational opportunity to every child. Children may only be 20% of our population, but they're 100% of our future. And today we celebrate the investment in those children in Fall River.
Mayor Paul Coogan says the People Incorporated project will help support the city's efforts to expand pre-K opportunities across Fall River.
As you know, this is a piece of the puzzle because with our 2501 South Main Street facility, our expansion into the old auditorium at Derby High School, pre-K is coming together, and People Incorporated's piece is very, very important in that puzzle. The elected officials here today from city, federal, and state all contribute mightily to this effort, and all the benefactors in the private sector have put this together.
The organization has received approximately $4 million in funding for the project thus far, including a generous donation from Bay Coast Bank. The conversation around the future of pre-K education in Massachusetts was the focus of a regional meeting hosted by an interagency task force charged with providing a blueprint on expanding early educational opportunities. The listening session, one of 14 across the state, was held this week at Bristol Community College and hosted by Massachusetts Secretary of Education, Dr. Patrick Tutwiler. He said the goal over the next 3 years is to devise and put in place a plan to expand pre-K opportunities for all.
Every single secretariat is representative. You have some of the representatives here. And the governor is really intentional about this and getting it right. First, from the standpoint of a deep belief that education begins at birth, not in kindergarten. And also from the standpoint of understanding that the critical nature of the years between 0 and 4, 0 and 3, frankly, and also understanding that the early education and care sector provides opportunities for parents and caregivers to come to Bristol Community College to advance their career or to be active and committed to the career of their choice. So we see this as a really incredible and important imperative, and everyone should be leaning into finding solutions and a viable path forward.
Among those providing testimony were representatives of private early child care centers. Noelle Tintino runs an early learning center in North Attleboro and provides consulting services to other private centers. She's concerned about finding funding to hire qualified staff while making services affordable to parents. She also questions how private centers will be supported if the state follows through on a goal of universal pre-K access across Massachusetts.
What's concerning about universal pre-K, which I love that program, is that I'm petrified for private pay. I saw that, the big investment in the 16 gateway cities this year, which is excellent. But when they finally apply and it comes out, I see that it's mostly with the YMCA or the Boys and Girls Clubs, which I love those organizations too. But I don't see a lot of private pay centers in that. And with my consulting work, I work with centers all over the country. So Texas is failing at it. New York is thriving in universal pre-K. They are doing a great job with it. Private pay centers are all involved in everything. So I would love to see, when I read the RFP, it made me sick when I read it, because there is no language in there that strongly encourages private pay.
The task force is scheduled to submit a report on its progress to Governor Maura Healey by the end of the year. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren was in Fall River for an event with the Massachusetts chapter of the American Federation of Teachers to promote the efforts of the Biden administration to forgive college student loan debt. Since President Biden took office, federal loans for 5 million of the over 40 million students strapped with debt had been forgiven. Senator Warren said the president has also forgiven another 1 million loans for students who, after earning a degree, have worked on behalf of their community through the Public Loan Forgiveness Program.
If you were born into a family that can just afford to write a check to send you to school, federal government will lend you money. And then, if instead of taking that diploma, that education, out and just maximizing how much money you can earn, if instead you go into public service, we're going to make a deal with you. 10 years of making your payments, and at the end of 10, you're done. You're done. America says we are grateful to you. We appreciate your using this education in public schools, in nursing facilities, firefighters, police officers. We are grateful to all of you. 10 years is enough.
This week's event featured a student debt relief workshop for AFT members promoting the Public Loan Forgiveness Program. AFT National President Randy Weingarten was also in attendance in the city and said no one should be burdened by student debt if they contribute to the betterment of their community.
People want opportunity. Opportunity of a career. opportunity of a good union job, opportunity of a living wage, opportunity of college. Our job as a union is to help facilitate that, to help create voice and facilitate that. And when student loans are an obstacle, we are going to do everything in our power to break that obstacle and to create the paths so that people can soar.
Senator Warren said she will continue to work with the Biden administration and her colleagues in Congress to fight resistance from Republicans to block any student loan forgiveness program.
The Republicans do not want you to have the program that you are already legally entitled to. They have gone to court to try to fight every inch of student loan debt forgiveness. They've done it every time the Biden-Harris administration has tried to expand or just try to make the program work the way the law says it is supposed to work, because they don't want you to be able to cancel your debts. They think that the job of government is to work for the billionaires, to work for people who can afford to write a massive check to send their kids to school, and for everyone else to pay for it. And that's just not the way we build a strong future for anyone. So for me, what this is about, what we are doing here, is the right thing for you. It is the right thing for your family to get the student loan debt relief that you are entitled to, but it is also the right thing for our country. It is the right thing to say we are a democracy that works not just for a handful at the top, but a democracy that works for everyone.
While in the city this week, Senators Warren and Markey had the opportunity to comment on Vice President Kamala Harris's selection of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her vice presidential running mate. Senator Warren says Governor Walz has a record of supporting American families.
Here is a Midwestern guy who has been out there fighting for working people pretty much his whole life. He went to school on the GI Bill. He's been a public school teacher. And he, as governor, has been somebody who's reached out and worked with Republicans. But he's done the things that touch people where they live. You know, like making sure that every kid has lunch. Because we have learned that kids who are hungry are not kids who can pay attention in school. So he's been someone who's really pushed for a level playing field and for making sure that all of our kids have opportunity.
Senator Markey worked with Governor Walz during his years in the House and says the governor completes what he calls a presidential dream team.
I was a senior member of the House of Representatives when he was elected. But he was so impressive, I used to just go up and sit next to him and say, Coach, what do you think about this bill? What do you think about where the country is right now? And he always gave the most succinct and perfect answer with deep insight to whatever the issue was that was going to be coming up in the Congress. And he's going to bring that wisdom combined with his work as the governor of Minnesota to have someone who will hit the ground running the day that he is sworn in with Kamala Harris as President and Vice President of the United States.
We'll have more FRC Media News after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Associate Dentist, Smile Care, located at 1480 South Main Street, is seeking a full-time associate dentist to provide dental services for patients of all ages, including dental exams, root canals, and preventative maintenance. Job number 212-35592. Loss Prevention Specialist, Amazon, located at 1180 Innovation Way, is looking for a full-time loss prevention specialist, responsible for efficiently and effectively overseeing security services and asset protection in a designated building. Job number 212-31375. Outreach Care Coordinator, Family Service Association, located at 101 Rock Street, seeks a full-time outreach care coordinator responsible for making initial contact with hard-to-reach members and promoting coordination in the delivery and receipt of services. Job number 212-27319. Cashier Stalker, Aldi Supermarket, located at 485 William S. Canning Boulevard, is looking for a full-time cashier stalker. For more information, call 855-955-2534. The Fall River Wastewater Treatment Plant, located at 1979 Bay Street, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Planner, job number 212-37356. Collection System Technician, job number 212-32764. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.eol.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
The new school year begins in less than 3 weeks, and we're taking a look at what parents and students can expect from our city schools in the coming year. The Diocese of Fall River oversees 17 schools with a district that runs from Attleboro to Cape Cod. Superintendent Daniel Roy says the interest in a Catholic school education across the region remains consistent, with families deciding this month whether it's an option.
Even into late August, we're seeing families come to our schools' doors and say, you know, we're interested in applying. Are there openings? And, you know, there are limited openings in a lot of our schools. So, you know, even in our big high schools with very kind of strict enrollment seasons, we have parents who are knocking on the doors wondering in the late summer if there are openings. Also in pre-K, we have families who are looking at their kids and wondering about readiness still. There are certain things that need to be in place for younger children in order to begin pre-K. And so they make a lot of those decisions in August. I mean, overall, I can say that across the diocese, our enrollment is pretty steady, but we're expecting over the next couple of weeks an even greater uptick.
The diocese has 5 K through 8th grade schools in Fall River that work to meet the unique needs of city students.
Those 5 schools work together. They meet regularly together in this office, looking for possibilities to maximize professional development and title funding, to really strengthen their teaching core through professional development. They're really working hard to meet the needs of diverse learners. Our students do serve kids with special needs. And I think it's really worth it for families who are considering that to have conversations with the local principals at the 5 schools about the possibilities for support in a Catholic school. You know, we just continue to see an interest in Catholic education here in the city of Fall River. And I think we've got the leadership in place to really bring those students in and make them feel a part of those communities.
Mr. Roy says since the closure of Bishop Connolly High School in Fall River a year ago, parents of Connolly students have been welcomed at other Catholic high schools, primarily Bishop Stang in Dartmouth.
Bishop Stang really worked to mobilize and prepare to be as welcoming and as accommodating as possible to the families of Fall River and to the other Connolly families in the area who are looking for a Catholic high school option. That said, about 95% of the student body at Bishop Connolly moved to Bishop Stang. The school was prepared to welcome them. The experience that those families and those students had was overwhelmingly positive by so many reports that we received. We have provided transportation from Fall River to Bishop Stang, and students have really found a place there.
Mr. Roy says as the new school year begins August 28th, all of the diocesan schools share the same core ideals in providing students with a well-rounded education.
All of our schools have resources in place to meet students where they are, right? And so, you know, we're more and more in the business of differentiating instruction. And that's it's naturally a part of our mission to educate the whole person, to see the whole child, to see where strengths and challenges exist, where God-given gifts and talents exist, where gaps exist, right? And so we believe that, coupled with good instructional leadership and a committed teaching core and the right amount of data and resources in place for kids who are, either needing an extra challenge or who need some extra academic support to get up to speed, we're meeting our mission when we bring all of those things together.
The Argosy Collegiate Charter School is getting ready for its 11th year, serving scholars in grades 6 through 12 at 2 locations in Fall River, the middle school on Hamlet Street and the high school on Dover Street. Argosy founder Kristen Pavo says the school is coming off a year where 100% of seniors graduated with not only a high school diploma, but acceptance into college with earned college credits. She says the coming year, the school is expanding opportunities with its regional college partners.
Our partnership with Bristol Community College and our early college program continues. We're so excited that this upcoming school year, all of our seniors will have an on-campus college course experience on the Bristol Community College campus. We lease space at Bristol Community College as well, where we provide all kinds of support for our scholars while they're on the Bristol Community College campus, so that way they can figure out how to navigate the experience on college. They're still high school students, but they're taking college classes, building relationships with their professors, they're interacting with adults in the community that are taking classes. So they need some support with that occasionally, and so we provide that level of support. We're also continuing our partnership with University of Massachusetts Dartmouth. We piloted a program with them this past year, and we're going to be applying for a designation through the state to include them in our early college partnership, and then we hope to expand a pilot with Bridgewater State University.
School Executive Director Sunil Jagannath says scholars in the high school this year will experience a reworked math curriculum that will decompartmentalize high school math instruction.
One thing we found that coming off the pandemic, that traditional high school sequence of Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Stats, or Pre-Calc or Calc was challenging because various gaps of learning that occurred due to the pandemic. We really needed a more integrated model, and so at high school, in our high school math, we'll be launching integrated math, which is a Carnegie Mellon curriculum, which addresses algebra, geometry, trig, statistics, number sense, a little bit of each of those contents each year, as opposed to very isolated as is a traditional mathematics curriculum.
Mr. Jagannath says Argosy has been successful in recruiting teachers that want to stay at the school through competitive wages and benefits and promoting a sense of community.
We're fortunate that we're a small school, we're a small community, and so there's a lot of camaraderie and community that develops among staff. We're a staff of 105 total across the organization. We have really no plans to kind of grow beyond that. We're 6 to 12, maximum charter is 644 scholars, so we know our staffing needs. And so with that, we certainly want to invest in our staff. So there's a strong level of investment evidenced by that tuition reimbursement program. We also have a strong sense of staff voice. So staff has a lot of input and opportunities to interface with administration or for their ideas to be shared and heard and be true thought partners in the work.
The school is also proud of the support it continues to receive from parents who value Argosy's college preparatory approach.
Each year we provide an annual parent survey, so to ask the question about are our parents satisfied with the program, our families, are we holding true to the mission of the school? We need that feedback from all stakeholders, so scholars, families, staff, and so last year at the end of the 23-24 school year, we had about 95% satisfaction rate from families. So satisfaction being defined as the school is meeting its mission and vision. School culture is the school is a safe place for their child to learn. The school is their scholar is being well prepared for college, career, and life. Scholars satisfaction with the early college program. And so about 95% of our families are satisfied with the program, and we take that to mean fulfilling the mission of the school, which is preparing all scholars for college, career, and life.
Argosy has a current enrollment of just over 600 scholars with the ability to expand to around 640. With that small room for growth, city parents interested in investigating whether Argosy is a good fit for their child should start their work as soon as possible.
The biggest demand is for 6th grade, we don't have a lot of attrition. We don't end up with a lot of empty seats from year to year. 6th grade, we open up 100 seats every year. And that's really the best time to get a seat at Argosy is in 6th grade, but we still accept scholars, providing that we have open seats in grades 7 through 12. If we have the seats available, we'll make those offers. Our enrollment period for the following school year begins October 1st, and if any families are interested in enrolling their scholars for the next school year, the best shot for getting a seat at Argosy Collegiate is to apply by February 28th, and that's a simple online process. It takes about just 5 minutes to fill out the information.
We'll wrap up this edition of FRC Media News after this.
Welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. Today with us we have Tatum. He is roughly about 3 years old. Cane Corso. He is a gentle giant. Most of the time he doesn't realize how big he is. So a lot of times if you're on the ground, he'll sit on your lap. Even going for walks, he leans against you. He's very, very gentle. He's a sweet guy. He does know his basic commands. He knows sit, he does know paw. Going for walks, he does stay by my side. We don't have a background history with children, so we would say no children for him as well. Because of his breed and because they are so large, you do have to have large breed experience, and you do have to own your own home for these guys. If you want to come down and meet Tatum, you can give Forever Paws Animal Shelter a call to make an appointment to come see him.
Hello and welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. You have to come down to 300 Linwood Street and meet these kittens. We have so many right now, and we also have some in foster. We have them in all shapes and sizes, also in varying ages and colors, so anything you're looking for, we probably have the perfect match for you. All these guys vary from 9 weeks to 13 weeks old. They're all very friendly, they all get along well with each other, they love to play, they love to snuggle, they're everything you're looking for in a kitten. In my right hand here is Berlioz, he is a 13-week-old mix, and then in my left hand here is Cabernet, she is 9 weeks old. This is our oldest guy right here, he's 13 weeks old. We believe he is a Maine Coon mix of some sort. He is currently available here at Forever Paws. If you're interested, you can come down and fill out an application for him or any one of these other guys you see down here. All of these kittens are very lovable and snuggly, so if you're interested, please come down and meet them.
That's all for this edition of FRC Media News. Please visit our website, frmedia.org, for all the latest news and local information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.